Welcome to Yes Also. I'm Suzi Barrett, and my guest today is the insanely talented Sasheer Zamata. You know Sasheer as a former cast member of Saturday Night Live and as one of the stars of the show Agatha All Along, but she is also an improv powerhouse. She got her start at UCB in New York and is one of 3 members of the legendary team Doppelganger. And if you're in LA now, you can catch her in shows like The Ultimate Improv Show and Holy Shit Improv. This episode is full of insights into how to carve a path through the comedy world. And in part 2, we deep dive into Sasheer's journey to Saturday Night Live, including a great story about the moment she got the phone call from Lorne. To access part 2, become a subscriber by going to yesalso.supercast.com. And if you want to support the show but you can't yet subscribe, no problem. You can still help us out by talking us up to your improv communities and rating and reviewing us on your podcast platforms. Speaking of podcasts, make sure you check out Sasheer's podcast, Best Friends, which she does with Nicole Byer. They have an all-new season, including videos on YouTube. And if you haven't checked it out already, watch Agatha All Along on Disney+. It's a great puzzly show full of wonderful acting, and I think you will like it. For pics of Sasheer through her improv journey, head to our Instagram page at YesAlsoPod. But for now, here's Sasheer Zamata. Sasheer, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're doing this.
Me too.
I was a fan of yours from afar before I ever got to play with you. And then it was such a delight to be able to improvise with you.
Yeah.
And, you know, they say, like, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
But in improv, it's so cool when you can play with someone that you've admired and realize while you're playing with them that they're just as fun to play with as to watch.
It is so nice.
Do you have people like that you looked up to and then you played with them and you were like, oh, they're great to play with?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Chris Gethard, I came up in New York at UCB and watched him on stage and still am a fan of his. And so, yeah, whenever we get to play together, I'm like, oh my God, it's so nice.
What do you like about playing with Gethard?
I mean, he's obviously very smart.
Yeah.
But I also like, I guess he's just very good at like picking up the very small details, and that just tickles me very, very much so. Like, I like when people are able to like be big, of course, but I love when people find like the little minutia that probably went unnoticed by many people on stage. And I think
he's like,
really
hold on, let's back up.
Yeah. What was this little tiny thing that you missed or like said that was weird or whatever?
And one of the cool aspects of improv just as an art form is like one tiny speck like that, when given to the group and when called out, can eventually be the spark that turns into the giant thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah. Or I like when people like throw out suggestions from the crowd, or if there's like a story from an audience member or something, and like they say something that's just like they brushed over it, but like someone on the back line caught it and was like, oh, that's weird as hell. I need to focus on that. And then that becomes the show now.
I was just talking about this with a group that I coached, that when people are doing an interview at the top of the show, or when you're doing a living room or whatever, there's a helpful technique that you can do that helps the audience later in the show, where our director at Boom used to call it hanging a lantern on something. But like just calling it out lightly in the moment, or being like, wait.
Yeah.
Did you just say your grandma dressed up for Halloween or whatever? You know, did you just say, or whoa, I love that your this was also your that, and then it like underlines it, so later when you use it as a premise, people know what you're doing.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a term for that. I like that.
Yeah, I mean that's just his term, but hanging a lantern, a nice imagery. Let's reverse to the beginning of your comedy journey.
I moved to New York in 2009, and I guess, gosh, all right, so let me back up even more.
Were you a funny kid?
Here's the thing. I was funny to my friends. Like I'm a extroverted introvert. So like at my core, I'm an introvert, and I can be quiet and shy and keep to myself. So my like family, when I became a comedian, they were like, we didn't see any signs of this. Like, when did you think you were funny?
Reading.
Yeah. You were silent the whole time. But my friends thought I was funny because I would like whisper jokes to them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the extroverted part of the introvert in you?
Like the performer in me. Yeah.
So when it's on a stage or in a certain context like that, or you're playing characters, then you're able to be extroverted, but otherwise you are inward. Is that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like, I feel very comfortable performing or being on stage. But if it's like a social situation or just like one-on-one, like I guess I'm better on one-on-one. But like if it's like, you know, not performing, then it's like, yeah, I'm a little more inward, I guess.
That spotlight feels intimidating, but the actual spotlight where you're on a stage and in front of a crowd does not feel intimidating.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
I love it. You're not the first person on this show who has talked about that. No, yeah, it's very common. Yeah. I think especially in improv, because you get kind of a different net cast over people who are maybe nerdier or came from other aspects of life, didn't come up as like a performer or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fascinated. But if you were to like analyze that in your own brain, what do you think it is about being in front of a whole crowd that's not scary, but being in front of a small crowd that is?
I think being in front of a large crowd feels like the attention that I'm getting, I asked for. Like, I chose to do this show. These people chose to see me. These are the parameters. These are the rules. I have a bit of control over what's happening. And I guess in a situation where I'm not on stage, it's like, I don't know what this person's going to say. I don't like, there's less control. And also like, I guess less of a requirement that people have to listen to me.
Yeah. Right. There's no guardrails because people didn't buy a ticket and come with the intent of having a good time watching you.
Yeah, we're just having a conversation.
Right. It's like we could fall off the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could like not want to talk to me anymore, divert the conversation to a different direction, or, you know, which is totally fine. But no,
but that's a great distinction. And that's something that no one has said in the entire history of humanity. No one on this show has said that. It's the attention that is asked for versus just free form. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. So you're an introverted extrovert. Your friends think you're funny.
Friends think I'm funny. Family thinks I'm shy. And I always enjoyed comedy. Like, I watched Whose Line Is It Anyway, Conan, Saturday Night Live, Mad TV. I was like watching comedy a lot, but I didn't like know how they became comedians, or it wasn't even really thinking about becoming a comedian. It was just like, I just enjoy comedy. These people are cool. And then I was in high school and the drama teacher at the school asked me to audition for the improv team. They had like a comedy sports short form improv team.
So they saw something in you.
Yeah. Which I guess is probably because I was on the debate team and I would like make jokes there. And I guess, the drama teacher was like, oh, we should also transfer these skills here. And so I did try out and I made the team, but then those rehearsals conflicted with my show choir rehearsals. So I had to.
What a conundrum.
I know.
Yeah.
And show choir was my life at the time. So I had to.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
What was your main song? What was your showstopper?
Oh, man. I mean, I feel like our teacher loved Barbra Streisand. So I feel like we did so much Barbra Streisand. We did a lot of musicals. It was like, she was just a musical nerd. So we had like a lot of musical review shows.
This is great. I auditioned for show choir every year and never got in.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just begged to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
It was a lot of drama. It was fun, but it's like always a lot of drama.
You mean like with who has a crush on who and who's getting what solo?
Yeah. I ran for president of the group, and my own teacher sabotaged the vote.
What?
Yeah.
Run me through that.
Because so usually when someone runs for office, which I think the president was maybe the only office, maybe there was a vice president, I can't remember, but everyone just like wrote down their vote and put it in a bucket, and then the teacher would count it in front of us and that person would win. And the year I ran was the first year it was a closed count. So everyone had to leave the room. The
teacher just had the bucket by themselves.
Yeah. And then like announce who the winner was, and it was somebody else, and people were confused because they were like, that's so weird. Like, I know I voted for Sasheer, and
I did too. Yeah, all of us did. Nope. Kevin got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the teacher was like, well, since I'm going to be working closely with this person, I have a veto, or like my vote counts more. And I was like, damn.
My vote counts as 26 votes. So my one vote overrode everyone.
Which, like, if that's her attitude towards me, I also don't want to work with her. But
but also she shouldn't be running a show choir or teaching high school if that's her behavior.
I know.
God, that's so toxic.
It was pretty toxic. Yeah, it was really
and how
weird.
Hurtful to you.
I know. Yeah, it was like a big lesson in like, oh, just sometimes things are just not fair.
And sometimes adults are working against us and not following the rules that they have spent years teaching us to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Tough. And tough to see that playing out again and again and again in today's world. Like, no accountability and you just get to do whatever you want?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Not to go dark. Okay. So you auditioned for Comedy Sports.
Yes. Made it. Had to quit. Decided to stay in my toxic show choir environment.
Not great.
not great. Then I went to college. I went to University of Virginia, and I auditioned for musicals there, which was so fun. And then the people I was performing with were also auditioning for improv stuff because they had an improv team there. And thankfully, this is like nice that people can see that I'm funny and be like, hey, you should do X, Y, and Z. So like one of my directors was like, you're funny, you should audition for the improv group. And I did, and I didn't make it, which was fine. But then one of my friends, I don't know if you know Natasha Vainblatt, she's in New York.
I know the name. Yeah.
Very funny stand-up writer, comedian person. And she auditioned for this improv group at our school like 3 times, didn't make it. And I was like, well, that's crazy, because she's one of the funniest people I know. So I was like, you should start your own group. And she was like, we should start our own group. So we did.
Nice.
And it's still going. And
the group that you started, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What was it called, or what is it called?
It's called Amuse Bouche.
Great. I love it. Yeah. Just a little something to wet your comedy whistle. Yeah.
Just like a little taste.
Just a little taste of what's going on in the world today. Yeah. So you two start your own group. Did you gather friends to be in it?
We did gather friends. We kind of gathered the rejects of the one improv group that nobody made. And yeah, it did feel like we had like our own like energy. We also like were improv nerds and like would do all these workshops at different like comedy festivals. Like when the Dirty South Improv Festival was happening, our college group would go, and then each of us would take a different workshop and like come back and like teach each other what we learned from the workshops.
This is great. It's like tentacles on an octopus, like exploring 8 things at once or whatever. Yeah.
And we were so hungry for it. And
so that was your only, up to this point, that was your only improv education, was like going to festivals, taking workshops, gathering. Incredible.
Yeah. And we all like read Truth and Comedy.
Of course.
Watched UCB and like watched the show Upright Citizens Brigade Theater and or Upright Citizens Brigade. and then the touring company of UCB came to my school and performed, and I was like, this is amazing. And there was a Q&A between the improv groups and the performers, and someone had asked like, how do you get a career in comedy? And Bobby Moynihan was in the touring company at the time and was like, you move to New York, you work really hard, and go to UCB. And I was like, okay. And then like maybe 6 months later, he got cast on SNL, and I was like, oh, he knows what he's talking about.
And you're like, okay, now I really believe it. I'm seeing it play out.
And I didn't like, before, when I was like a fan of these comedy shows, I didn't know where they came from. And then once I moved to New York and started seeing, oh wait, they're coming from here, or like a place like this, like the people I see in these commercials or on these talk shows or like in sketch shows, they're coming from a school like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I quickly enrolled. This was 2009 when I moved to New York, and just like fell hard. Like was taking improv sketch at the same time.
What did you fall hard over? What specifically pushed you off that cliff?
I think just watching the performances and feeling like I get this, or like I feel like I can do it, and I feel like this type of humor suits me, or like what I'm seeing, I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm on the same wavelength, and I also just like enjoyed the people that I was around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts feeling like, oh, this is even if this takes forever to achieve my quote unquote goals.
Yeah.
Just being around all of these people while I'm doing it is the vibe that I want to be around.
Totally. Yeah. You make these little groups and you're like rehearsing bad improv and like seeing shows together and talking about the show afterwards and nerding out about like who got placed on what team and who got moved, and like it was just very fun.
Yeah. There's a crossover that I see also with like the fact that you were in debate club or debate team or whichever one. Like there's similar DNA there. Like improv, especially using premise, can sometimes be similar where it's like, here's kind of my thesis of what I found funny about that.
Yeah.
Or like, here's what I'm aiming towards with this initiation, or here's, you know, it's just a different kind of smarts. Overlapped with like performance and show choir and all those other things that you liked. Yeah.
Which I also think is like a more collaborative kind of dance where debate's like, you know, head to head.
Yeah.
Like, how can I outsmart you? Where improv is like, how can I use my smarts to match your smarts or combine with your smarts to make a thing that impresses the audience?
Right.
Like,
yeah. How can we combine all of our powers into one superpower?
And I like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it's like the best thing about it. When you started classes there, did you find it easy, hard, fun, challenging?
I found it very fun. I would say I don't think I would found it easy or hard, like medium, I guess. Like I was definitely learning, but I was like, oh yeah, I can get this. I wasn't like, oh my God, what's game? You know, like I was like, okay, yeah, I think I see what's happening and I just need to like, you know, get my reps in, and then this will be like secondhand. But yeah, it was just like fun.
Yeah. How soon after like starting your journey did stuff start to like catch for you? Like teams, and I mean you're a member of Doppelganger, which is like one of the most legendary teams.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I want to talk about the origin of that and your experience on that.
Yeah.
But how am I missing a step in between there? Like team wise, like was there a Herald chapter?
Yeah.
Walk me through it.
I guess pretty quickly, thankfully, I was getting reinforcement to like stay at UCB and keep going. Like I took my one-on-one classes with Sylvia Ozols, and after the class she kind of pulled me aside and was like, you should stay. Like she's like, I don't know what you were thinking, like, or like, because also in 101 people are like lawyers who want to learn how to like talk better, or like, you know, not necessarily people who are like, we're here to be comedians.
Right.
So she's kind of like, I think you should stay. Like, please do that. And I was like, okay. And
that's so validating.
it's really validating,
Yeah.
which I think I probably would have anyway, but it was just so nice to have that kind of like, I see that you have potential kind of messaging. And then I think Will Hines and I were talking, and he was like, well, we're starting to do these like scholarship programs where we're like funding people's like journey here. I got like 4 classes for free, which was
great,
really needed because I was broke as hell at that time. And that really kept me there. Like, thank goodness. I took 2 sketch classes. I took more improv classes. And yeah, it was just really helpful for my growth there.
Of course. Yeah. And being like young and broke in New York is just a different kind of young and broke. Like New York can just be, especially at that time, I feel like now LA inflation wise is catching up, but just like it's so expensive to live in and a real grind. It's great that happened.
Yeah.
And in a karmic way, finally you had teachers voting for you rather than taking your damn votes away.
I didn't even think about that. That is nice.
It's nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
You're like, we like you.
We like you. We want you to stay. We will pay for your classes.
Yeah. That is
nice. So then walk me through timeline wise. Like, because we got to get to Doppelganger. We got to get to SNL, but there's like ground in between there.
Yeah. So I was taking these classes, and then I guess the first group I made, I put quotes around it because it was just me and one other person. Actually, one friend of mine who was in my college group, Amuse Bouche, who went to New York before I did, and was taking classes and stuff, was like, when you get here, make sure you find people you like and form a group. And so I was like scoping out my classes, trying to find anyone that I gelled with.
That's such good advice, by the way. It sounds so elementary, like, to just hear it now from where we sit. But for any listeners, like just starting on this journey, that is such clutch advice.
Yeah.
While you're in classes and while you're going to shows and jams, be on the lookout for the people that you vibe with, that you play well with, that you think are really funny and smart, or whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
Start gathering. Gather.
Yeah. So I was like, I had an eye out for that. And the only person I really was like, oh, I like this person and also think they're really funny is Rosa Salazar, who's like a movie star now.
Yeah.
and
what a time to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we had 201 together or something. And I was like, do you want to form a group together? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. And we also were both like, we don't know any other people we want to be in this group. So I guess it'll just be us. And we would have like these like 2-hour improv rehearsals where it's just the two of us, no coach, like in my living room, in my unregulated apartment in Greenpoint, and we would like film ourselves like
wow
and then watch it back and like note ourselves.
What was that like?
It was fun. It was just fun because it was like another person to nerd out about with this stuff.
What kind of things were you noting yourselves on? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I mean, probably like, oh, I missed that like setup that you gave me, or we could work on this transition better, or, I honestly can't remember. We were kind of like the blind leading the blind, but we were just like excited to do this thing together.
I'm mostly curious because I've never learned that way of like setting up a camera and doing it and then watching myself and noting myself. And I'm sure I would be like so horrified.
I don't know if many people would do it that way, but
some people do.
Yeah. Because that's also how I like work on my stand up is I will record myself audibly on my phone and kind of go over it and be like, oh, I lost the audience at this point, or like I could work on shortening this intro or the setup or whatever. But I do know people who are like, ugh, I can't watch myself or listen to myself, and I'm like, but how do you get better?
Right.
I don't understand.
Right. Yeah, and how are you self-aware enough to know what the audience is receiving from you if you don't do that?
Yeah. Even with acting, like I've had directors who are like, do you want to see the playback? Because some actors are like, I don't want to see it. I don't even want to know that there are cameras here. And I'm like, I'm extremely aware that there are cameras here and I'm acting and I'm performing. Yes, please show me what I look like. Because if I'm doing something that you don't want, I want to know how to adjust.
Totally.
Yeah.
I had this experience of like being on a show where like I got very little performance direction, and then when season 1 came out and I watched it, I was like, oh God, I'm way too big. I'm like muggy with my face. What am I doing with my eyebrows all the time? So you can see like a marked difference between 1 and season 2 where then I like self-adjust. But without watching it, I wouldn't have known to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of that. But I love the idea of just 2 of you in a living room for hours doing that. Yeah.
It was very funny. And then eventually we did get coaches. I think we had Becky Drysdale as a coach for a little bit.
Awesome.
Which was very fun.
Do you remember any nuggets that you learned from Beck? She's to me one of the best teacher coaches.
Absolutely. Yeah.
out there.
I took like a bunch of her workshops when I was in New York, and
Was this when she had like the little classroom set up in her apartment?
Yes.
Like in the fashion district or whatever?
Yeah.
Or the flower district, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Every street is a district in New York.
This is true.
Was it the windshield district or the shoelace district?
They love labels.
Yeah.
What nuggets did I learn? I just feel like she was really good about seeing performers as individuals, where I did feel like I saw a difference in the way she would give instructions than a lot of teachers I had through UCB, which, like, not to like compare, I guess, but like, yeah, it was more just like, okay, your gift or like your strength is this, and like kind of like bringing that out of you, as opposed to like a general like straight men do this and, you know, wild cards do this, you know, like it's just like, here's what I wanted to bring more out of you, and I really loved that.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's a real talent when teachers can do that.
Yeah.
Do you remember what she saw in you that she was trying to bring out of you more?
I mean, I when I play, I usually am the straight man, and I do think that was hard for some people to know how to direct that, I guess, because I think a lot of performers get rewarded for being big or a character or something, and she was helpful in, like, I guess, rewarding my sharpness.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that felt nice.
Yeah. And you're right that I think it's like changing a little bit now, or the conversation is shifting, but definitely in that era, the straight man was the thankless job.
Yeah.
And it was not like the spotlight or the, you know, what people were talking about after a show. I think now that people are learning more, they're like straight men who are good at that are really applauded for the work that takes, and for the intelligence and the commitment. And it's such a fine line you have to walk, because you can't shut down the scene or the comedy, but you need to be able to call it out and keep the base reality going in a way that still feels fun and not yelly. And
it's a lot of work, because you're also like, you're analyzing everything that's happening on stage, and you're pretty much just setting up whoever the character is, or like whatever the game that's been rolling in the scene this whole time. You are attuned enough to like not play the game, or like not play the thing, or but you're setting it up so it can keep going.
Right.
And I love doing that.
So you are a very active straight man then, or active voice of reason, where you're not just moving through the chronological steps of what would happen next in this like lone interview scene, but you're like seeing the actual balls that you want to lob your partner that will, I love it.
Because that's so fun.
It's so fun. Yeah. Let's reverse back to the timeline.
Yeah.
So you're doing this 2-person.
Yes.
Yeah.
2-person. Oh, I also do want to shout out Brandon Gardner too, because he was another instructor I had who I felt like was able to be like, oh, I see what you're doing as a straight man, and here's how to do it better, because he's good at it too. So
he's really good at it.
Yeah.
He plays such a fun like a low status straight man who's like maybe in a status position, like leading the tour, but things are going wrong, and he plays so sensitively.
Definitely. Yes.
All right, keep going.
2-person group. And then and I met Nicole Byer I guess through Sylvia O'Zools, because she was asked to put together a like mashup group or something. Like we were performing at Under St. Mark's and opening for some improv group, and she was tasked to make a mashup group, and she chose all women and from different classes that she taught or life or whatever. And
Sylvia did? Yeah, cool.
And Ashley Ward was on that team. Me, Nicole, and some other people I can't remember. But I remember meeting Nicole and being like, damn, she's funny and fun. And
she's funny in almost every moment. Like, she's just funny. She's like ebullient and like full of like, I don't know, verve. There's like a way that she sees things and tells stories that is just funny, even when she's not like being funny, quote unquote. Yeah.
Yeah. She really is like the don't think model. Like her thoughts are uninhibited. And I think that's like her superpower. Like she really is able to like, first thought is the best thought and it's out there already.
Yep.
And that's a really fun person to play with.
Especially for someone like you who seems like you're more intellectual and logical and able to tie things down to reality. Like, what a good combo.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you met her, was it like friends and bits at first sight? Or did it feel like you met one of your people?
I think it was like, oh, she's cool, but I think both of us were too scared to like make a move, so we were just like aware of each other. And then
for 2 months you stood in one room circling each other slowly and not taking your eyes off of each other.
Exactly. Yeah. And then one approached and I said hi. And then and I guess I also knew Keisha. I can't remember. Keisha Zoller.
Another member of Doppelganger.
Another member of Doppelganger. I'm forming the group. The Avengers are coming together. I can't remember where I met Keisha, but I just knew of her as well. And there was, so Nicole was a part of a improv group that I think she met in a class or something like that. And they were hosting a show and they asked me and Rosa to open for them. And I showed up to the show, but Rosa had to cancel for some reason. And so I was solo. And then Nicole was like, well, we've already performed together once, so I can just do 2-prov with you. And we did 2-prov and we were like, oh my God, this was like the best ever.
Oh, that's the best feeling.
Yeah. And we're kind of like, can we do this again?
And at that point, just to clarify, you two weren't like friends yet. This was still in your kind of like...
We're still new to each other.
Yeah.
But we're just like, but we have performed together on stage. I know of you. I like you.
Right.
And
to be kind of like just friendly, pleasant acquaintances with someone and then do 2-prov with them and have it click in such a way that it feels like you're bonded. What a cool element of improv. Like that's just such a cool thing about this art form. Yeah.
Yeah. That you could like be like, oh wait, I get it. I get your brain.
Right.
And I like it.
Yeah. It's like climbing around inside someone's brain for a while.
Yeah.
And being like, oh yeah, I like this room. I know how to decorate this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then the exact same thing happened with Keisha where her improv group was hosting a show. I showed up, Rosa had to cancel again. And Keisha was like, I'll perform with you. And we actually had never performed together, but it was great. And I was like, okay, that feels great. And that feels great. And then all of us had auditioned for Herald teams that year, which I feel like it was like around the time I was starting to perform with both of them. And none of us made it. We all got called back. None of us made it. And then both of them at the same time were like, we should like, you know, take the improv world by storm. Like let's actually form a group and like do this. And I was getting that message from Nicole and Keisha separately because they hadn't met. So I was like, actually, I like both of you. Can we try forming a threesome, a three-person group?
Yeah.
And I guess maybe we like got a drink or something before a show, but I had booked this show at the Creek. I can't remember what show it was. And I was like, let's just try to do something there. And so the three of us performed together for the first time.
We can call it a throuple.
As a throuple.
Yeah.
and like same thing. It was like, oh, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 things I want to comment on. One is it's interesting that this is like a repeated pattern that like in college you guys didn't get into comedy or to your college team, not the comedy sports, but and then started your own offshoot that is still going. Like that did really well. And now in this case, the 3 of you didn't get cast on Herald Night and you went like, let's just do our own thing.
Yeah.
Did you feel like your experience having like tread a path like that before, did that help you in this case or give you some confidence that you knew like things like this could work?
I think so. Yeah. I do think like being able to create my own stuff when I was younger definitely continues to be like a motivator throughout my career. Like, something doesn't go the way I want it to go, I at least have confidence knowing I could probably do my own thing and it'll be okay. And usually doing my own thing is the thing that propels me to the next thing that I want.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I wish more people could learn that lesson, because I think maybe more of us have those arrows in our quiver than we know.
Yeah.
But you're the one who has, like, you've done this and you believe in yourself in that way. It's like a true superpower.
Yeah. I mean, also I feel lucky that at UVA, they, at least when I went there, they really did provide an environment where it was like, if you feel like there's a hole somewhere or like a dearth of something, you can create it. So like they were very like supportive of just whatever student group you wanted to create. And yeah, so like creating a improv group wasn't hard, or like creating reviving a theater group, like, which I also did, wasn't hard. Like it was like, it was work, but it was like supported.
Yeah.
And that's something you don't get out in the real world all the time. So it was nice to have that in this incubated space.
Supported emotionally, or supported like they were like, here's the keys to the space and you can use it for your shows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
We had spaces that we could use. Like there was like liaisons like that we could communicate with to like organize shows. Like it was very easy to advertise on the campus. Like, yeah, there was like, I didn't have to do it by myself.
Yeah. There's a similar vibe at the theater department where I went to college, and I was never getting cast in shows, but the ability to put on my own work was so accessible and easy that was my biggest learning experience in college, was that stuff.
Yeah.
Self-starting, producing, deciding what I wanted to write.
Yeah.
That to me is like a priceless gift.
It really is.
When the three of you were thruppling at that place, what was it called?
We were called Doppelganger.
No,
immediately.
but what was the place called that you did the show at? The river?
Oh, the Creek in the Cave.
The Creek in the Cave.
In Long Island City, yeah.
Great. I pictured a river. It was a creek.
Yeah.
So when you did that show, what was the feeling like? What were you recognizing in playing with Nicole and playing with Keisha? Like, what were their kind of superpowers that you were noticing right away?
Yeah, I think actually Keisha broke this down pretty well, because like I said, Nicole is like unfiltered. It's, everything's coming in and flowing out at the same time, like very present. And Keisha is like really good at the future. She's like, where are we going with this? Like she can like have like foresight as far as like, okay, we started here, and she's like excited to get us to like the next part and the next part, and like she's thinking 4 parts ahead of what we even thought.
Big picture for the whole show, or just like heightening an idea to where can we take this next?
Yeah, heightening the idea, and like big picture for the show too. Just like, where, like, this is a fun idea and I already know where I want it to go.
I love that.
And I work in the past, so I remember everything we did, and I can call it back whenever I want, and I can wrap it up. So I was really good at like buttoning this thing up, or like bringing back this thing that was like the third line of the show, but like now it's coming at the very end, like
literally past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a really good combination.
You're like Shakespearean witches or something. So I love this so much. It's so mythological. It's so powerful. Yeah, cool.
It was cool.
I think it's rare for teams to have like a literal like a coming together like that of like pieces that fit so well in the jigsaw that they make like a complete sphere or something. Yeah, cool. All right, so keep talking to me about now you guys, you all feel great playing together. You want to do it again. Doppelganger is formed.
And we also called ourselves Doppelganger because there weren't many Black women at the theater when we were performing or when we were coming up, and thankfully now there are. Like, it's very diverse. And we kept getting confused for each other. Like people would be like, oh wait, weren't you in this class? Or like, didn't I see you do X, Y, and Z? And we're like, no. Which is also wild because none of us look alike.
You couldn't look more different in every way.
Truly.
Like,
yeah, different heights,
skin tone, height, body type, hair, face, eyes. Like it's
we're just truly 3 different people.
Wow.
Yeah. So we thought that was funny.
It's hilarious. It's also really upsetting. It's like really like that doesn't bode well for human brains.
Yeah. I mean, it was also like it's a really white space. And we're also running into people who probably came straight from college to UCB and maybe didn't interact with many diverse groups of people.
Right.
So
were you, be honest,
okay,
were you having a similar experience going like, I thought Chris Gethard was Joe Wengert because they're both white nerds in flannels?
I actually didn't.
Okay.
Not that never happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes that does happen. But I think because white people are usually on screen, like I think everyone's conditioned in a way to know the difference between white people. That's not the same for like darker people. It's
kind of saying it as a joke, but it sucks that it like only goes one way and that's the reason. Yeah.
I won't lie though. There are times where I currently will see someone on screen and be like, are you kidding? Like, that's not Margot Robbie? Or who?
Right.
Which person is this? But
I have that too. There's like a quadrant of like Elizabeth Banks, Rachel McAdams, Margot Robbie. There's like a weird, I have a white woman blindness that's like, I do think I have some degree of, I don't know if it's facial blindness, but I definitely have context blindness where I'll run into like a student in like the grocery store and they definitely know me and I definitely know that I know them and I can't know who they are because the context is different. But if I saw them where I know them,
then you would get it.
Then I would know.
And
I'm running through my categories of like, we worked together, or you are a student, or you're my mom, or like you're one of those 3 things.
Is this a mirror?
Is this a mirror?
Are you me?
It's a mirror. Whoops. Sorry, I just ran into that. Yeah. Went to kiss this stranger and ran into a mirror. How embarrassing. Okay. So now you guys, you want to be performing as Doppelganger.
Yeah.
What's the process then? Are you booking shows all independently, like under St. Mark's and all these other places?
Yeah, we're doing a bunch of indie shows, which I can't even remember how that happened, honestly. But I guess it's just like all of us know each other. Like all the students know each other, have seen each other perform. So they're like, oh, I have a show at Triple Crown. Do that show. I have a show at this other place. And then you just start doing a bunch of shows. So we were like doing the indie circuit. And that was really fun, like kind of, getting more known. And then it honestly, I don't think it took that long, but eventually we submitted for Cage Match, which was happening at UCB, and anyone could apply, I guess. I actually don't even remember how that worked either. But
there's like a sign up or something,
probably.
Or a wait list.
Yeah. And so you would perform against whoever won the previous week. And I don't remember the order of groups we performed against, but
you can say annihilated, you can use, or eviscerated. Which do you prefer? Absolutely embarrassed and destroyed. What?
We had a good run. we like had a summer to ourselves, which is really fun. Yeah,
in the space that turned you all down for Herald teams
against our teachers.
I
was taking a Brandon Gardner class and we beat I can't remember which group it was that we performed against, but I remember being like, hi.
The vindication. I know that it's not like that. That it's not infused,
but it felt
with
great.
Like, right?
It felt so good. Yeah. Because it's like, I mean, this is the audience voting on what team they want to see next week, and they voted for us maybe for like, it was like 7 to 10. I can't remember how many weeks we went straight, but we went for a while.
That's a big run.
For an indie group, Right.
And especially going up against the most seasoned performers, many of whom were on the committee that turned you all down for Herald teams.
Yeah.
The irony of it is it's just so poetic. It's like, you're bringing the house down and getting the votes and you have to go like, sorry.
Yeah.
Whoops. Oopsies. We won again.
Yeah.
What were you doing for your form, or did you have a form at that point?
We did. We were really into doing a deconstruction, and we actually had Ashley Ward as our coach, who was a perfect coach for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could remember like how it all happened, but I know that we'd start with a long scene,
mm-hmm.
and then we would like use that scene as inspiration for the next few scenes. And I know there was a more technical form of what that looked like, but I don't remember exactly.
You were doing like the real deal deconstruction that came out of Chicago. Yeah. We do on Sentimental Lady, we do a very bastardized version, which is just like an opening of scenes, and then we use any info that comes up in that for our other scenes. But yeah, you're talking about like it's like a pyramid, and then at the end it's like a run of very fast like 20-second blips of anything. Yeah.
I think eventually it did turn into a more loose version of that, but at first we wanted it to be like strict so we could like be like, so I guess eventually we could break the rules and play with it, but we wanted to know what the actual form was. And on top of that, we wanted to do organic transitions. I don't know why, but we did, and we had fun doing it. But we would take, I don't know, a funny word or a movement or something that was in a scene, and then like that would morph into, like, we really were Shakespearean witches on stage. Like we really were like morphing into the next scene based on what we like took from one scene to the next with our bodies and our sound.
Yeah.
And we would leave UCB after these cage match performances and like walk around Gristides, the grocery store upstairs, and just like stick our heads in the freezers because we were so hot. Like we were like sweating. We were like, it was a workout.
Yeah. And that basement space would get hot in the summer.
I mean, there's no ventilation
especially
in there.
when it's packed with people. Yeah. And they're all sweaty from like walking there. Yeah.
But it was like, it was a good sweat. It felt good to like get it out and like literally be on the stage.
Yeah. It's like hot comedy yoga.
Yeah. I'm sure we like sweat, like a lot of like pounds were lost because of the sweat.
Get me on that diet. Like just the comedy sweat.
Yeah.
It's pretty ballsy to do like a pretty complex form and organic transitions.
Yeah.
On top of being three funny people, I love that you guys weren't just riding the steam of having great improv skills and chemistry together.
Yeah.
That you were also like, nah, this is going to be really challenging, and we're going to do it in our own spin, or put our own spin on it.
Yeah. I think I was like, I guess fortunate, or I don't know. I guess it just felt like I was surrounded by people who were like so nerdy about improv, or like so like hungry to learn new forms or like create new forms, or like how can we just like do something that honors the art form but feels good to us. And everyone was down. Like I no duds. I'm really lucky that in the beginning of my journey there weren't people who were like, but we're funny enough, no one was like trying to just like skirt by on their humor. People knew that you actually had to be skilled in some sort of way on top of being funny, because also everyone here is funny, so what else can you do? What
do you bring?
Yeah.
And that there's merit to working on something, and that it's a young enough art form that there's very little that's like fully explored. Like all of these things can be seeds for new forms and new ideas.
Yeah.
For part 2 of this episode, go to yesalso.supercast.com. If you like this podcast and you want double the content, head over to yesalso.supercast.com and subscribe. You can also help us out for free by subscribing to us on YouTube and talking us up to your improv communities. If you have a question that you'd like us to answer in one of our Q&A episodes, or a topic that you think would make a great bonus episode, put it in a 5-star review. If you're a theater who would like to host us for a live recording and improv show, let us know at yesalsopod@gmail.com. A very special thanks to our producer, Ryan Rosenberg, audio and video editor, Brian Kessler, and Britt Faye, who does our marketing. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week. No, we won't, Susie. That's not how podcasts work. They won't even see us. They will listen to us. So it's actually the opposite of both things you said. Thanks for listening, and you will listen to us next week. Maybe. We don't know.